Right then. I suppose it's time I saw what all the fuss is about with this The Last of Us. I can't believe it's taken this long for a review request to come through for this game, given how everyone's raving about it. Just hope the hype hasn't ruined anything. I don't want to be left crying for about 5 minutes. Why is it so fucking sad? And why does it hurt so good? Hello YouTube, I'm Darkest101, and which of you bastards made Naughty Dog so fucking sad? Naughty Dog, I remember you. You made Crash Bandicoot, and somehow you have managed to transition to The Last of Us. How exactly? Bright, colourful platformer around an anthropomorphic bandicoot fighting an evil genius. Gritty viral apocalypse where the only goal is to survive. Where's the transition? Not that I'm slamming The Last of Us, don't get me wrong. I just wasn't one of the guys who was jumping through fire just to play it. What can I say? I just wasn't excited by it. I mean, zombie games in general don't really get me up in arms like, ooh, I must have this. But shush my mouth, because this technically isn't a zombie game, but you can forgive me for thinking this. I mean, come on, if you've seen a zombie movie or played zombie games, the infected in this game act a lot like fucking zombies. But no, they're not technically zombies, they're just under the control of a strain of fungus that usually affects ants. If you want a more in-depth look at the terrifying nature of these cordyceps, Game Theory recently did a video on them in relation to Mario. But to be perfectly honest, I don't know why I'm telling you this, because on a scale of your viewing priorities, Game Theory is going to be significantly higher on that list than I am. It's sad, yes, but it's also true. So yeah, wasn't exactly excited by this game on its release, and didn't make a concerted effort to play it, even after its re-release on the PS4 as the remastered edition. But after being requested to review it, I broke down and took heed. But after playing it, it leaves me with a much bigger issue at hand. What the fuck do you want me to say about this game? Everything that could be said about this game has already been said. Look at these review scores. Fucking look at them. I can't disagree with that, because this game is just that good. Everyone has already covered this game. Everything has been said about it. Every tiny little niggling detail has been dissected over and over again. What the hell am I supposed to add to this? You want to know about The Last of Us? It's fucking fantastic. It's a brilliant game. Go buy it. Review over. Good night. No. I can't do that to you guys. You requested a review on The Last of Us, and I have to deliver. But if you have not yet played this game, as you're watching this review, when we get to the game's story, you have to stop watching. I'm not asking you to, I am telling you to. This is a game that must be experienced. You cannot have the story spoilt for you in any way, shape or form. Except for the introduction, because that shit is infamous by now. But I will put up a time where you can check out a general summary of the game and what rating I give it at the end, when we get to that bridge. But after this review is over, if you haven't yet played the game, you have to promise me you're going to go out and buy it. Okay? Okay. This game looks fucking phenomenal. I mean, good fucking god, this game is about a few steps away from looking like a real fucking video. Naughty Dog, this is Santa Monica. Please work together. It would be glorious. This entire game looks amazing. Every character design, every location, the fire. Holy shit, this game even has tracks carved through the snow when you walk through it. That is detail. That is art. That is perfection. Everything about this game is amazing. Every detail is accounted for. The feeling of a run-down and broken world where the rules of society no longer apply, that feeling is captured. And oh my god, that draw distance is incredible. And all this is just how the game looks. It looks amazing, but what really brings The Last of Us to life is the music. That music is so haunting, melancholy, and it brings a realism, a steadfast blow to the stomach of just how amazing this game is. I mean, the music in some areas coupled with the visuals almost made me cry. It's that beautiful. And the sound design of this game? It's phenomenal. It's perfection. Every noise in this game is essential. And I mean every noise. It's not often that a game has one of their most essential gameplay mechanics be fucking listening. One of the primary human senses. Not very often you hear about that in a video game. Pun very much intended. And like how the game is visually designed to be desolate and broken down, everything that you need in this game, ammo, health kits, items you need to craft, necessary items for success, they're sparse. No, that's not a typing error. Your ears aren't failing you. I said crafting mechanic. Actually, that's not really that surprising considering that this is a survival game, is it? And speaking of crafting, it takes place in real time. Healing takes place in real time. Upgrading Joel happens in real time. And yes, I said upgrading Joel. Oh, and I don't mean just upgrading his weapons, which you can do, but upgrading some of his skills. One of the pickups in this game is supplements. Basically pills, which Joel can use to upgrade some of the skills he's acquired over his lifetime. But damn, they don't help that well. I mean, the most effective supplements are for upgrading the weapon sway and maximum health. But trust me when I say these fucking pills are the hardest thing to find in this game. And you can't carry infinite supplies either. You have 3 slots for each type of supply, and then you can carry 3 of each craftable item. And yet somehow Joel can also carry around 4 fucking pistols, bow and arrow, flamethrower, shotgun, and a hunting rifle. Drop some of the ammo, Joel, and maybe carry a few more medkits. Or, you know, another fucking brick. Yeah, remember how I said that every sound in this game was important? Enemies react to that sound. So bricks and bottles breaking catches their attention and they run to investigate. It's easier on infected than with real people, but it does mean if you're low on ammo, you don't have to go Rambo and kill them all. In fact, you really shouldn't, because aiming with a potato is easier than some of the guns in this game. You think I'm exaggerating, but I've tried. Managed to hit 3 Twilight fans to the back of the head from 30 yards. Easier than I managed to hit a clicker with a brick 3 feet in front of me. Oh, right. Clickers. Yeah, there are 4 types of infected in this game. Runners, while not affected by Joel's flashlight, still can see him if he steps in front of them. Stalkers, like runners but more aggressive, and they don't wait around in the dark for a bunch of schmucks. These guys, you have to fight. Clickers are the long-time infected who have lost their sight, but kind of use sonar like bats. And bloaters, which are just big badass infected who take all your supplies and give you about a few fucking shotgun shells in exchange. Just think of these guys as mini bosses who don't appear that often, like 4 times in the game. That's how many times they appear. It's a damn shame that I wasn't really worried about the bloaters, to be perfectly honest, because the game bigs them up as this incredibly dangerous enemy you have to avoid at all costs, but really, they don't appear that much. Reminds me of the handyman from Bioshock Infinite. Anyway, gameplay, that's over with. Now, if you haven't played this game, like I said before, here is the time where you can go and you will be safe from any spoilers of the story. Unless, of course, you're ignoring all my warnings, in which case, fuck you. I'm doing this for you. Please, accept this kindness. The story. I am 100% positive that the intro for this game is fucking infamous by now. You know what happens in the beginning of this game, I'm positive. If you don't, allow me to summarize. Joel is our main protagonist for the game, and in the early hours of the morning of his birthday, an infection of cordyceps begins. Joel, accompanied by his younger brother Tommy and his daughter Sarah, attempt to reach the safety of the quarantine zone.
Sarah! Move your hands, babe. I know, baby, I know.
It doesn't go well for them. 20 years pass by, and the infection has spread to about 60% of the world's population. And of course, martial law has replaced all forms of government. Yippee! Joel has since become a recluse for obvious reasons, Tommy is nowhere to be seen, and Joel himself is working as a smuggler with a woman named Tess. Tess and Joel work to get some of the guns stolen from them by an arms dealer in their quarantine zone. The dealer, however, has already sold off the guns to an anti-military group known as the Fireflies. Are you telling me that the only music that managed to survive this apocalypse was the Owl City song? Really? That's what I've got to look forward to? Fucking hell. Trying to get their guns back, they meet with Marlene, who offers to give them their weapons back if they smuggle something out of the city. And when she says something, she means a little girl. Bit of a difference between smuggling an inanimate object and a living human being. I get shifty looks from the objects. This is Ellie, who understandably, for a teenage girl, has a mouth on her that runs a mile a minute and won't stop sassing.
I am none of your goddamn business!
Tell them that Ellie is the little girl that broke your fucking finger!
Joel and Tess agree to take Ellie to a meeting point with a bunch of Fireflies just outside of the city. However, they meet with a military patrol where it's revealed that Ellie is infected. Kind of.
Why the hell are we smuggling an infected girl?
I'm not infected.
No? I'm just lying.
I can explain.
You better explain fast.
Look at this.
I don't care how you got infected.
It's 3 weeks old.
No, everyone turns within 2 days, so you stop bullshitting.
It's 3 weeks. I swear. Why would she set you up?
Ah, so Ellie is our Jesus for this game. Being immune, the Fireflies of course want to synthesize a cure from her. Wait, was Ellie bitten? And that's why she's infected? Okay, there are spores in this game world, so I get how people like that can be infected, but why does a zombie bite or a cordyceps bite always result in infection? As far as I'm aware, the teeth don't transfer very much. Ugh. Anyway, when they reach the meeting point, it turns out the Fireflies are all dead. I wonder if that's going to be a trend with this game. Tess along the way ends up getting bitten. Decided that Joel should go the whole way and find out where the Fireflies were headed, Tess keeps the military at bay while Joel and Ellie escape. Deciding that he needs to find Tommy to get to the Fireflies, Joel calls on an old friend named Bill to help them get a car up and running. This doesn't get them very far, however, as they're rammed off the road to the next city they come across. Okay, I kind of have to pause talking about the story here because I need to discuss how Joel and Ellie's relationship builds throughout this game because it's fan-friggin-tastic. And I didn't want to talk about it before the story started because that will reveal a few too many spoilers for people who haven't played the game like us. Unless you decided to ignore me before and are still watching the review. They go from being forced to be allies with each other, then become unlikely partners whilst they work to find Bill, and then go to something being akin to friends as they get attacked in this new city. And the relationship continues to build, but there's still a sort of tension between the two. Joel doesn't know how to react to Ellie because he can't help looking at her as if she were Sarah, and he knows how hard it will be if he loses her as well. He doesn't want to make her a connection to Sarah, but at the same time he can't help but feel that.
Well, better than
And
nothing.
Ellie knows this. She's been raised by Marlene, and she knows what Joel's lost, and tries to sympathise without bringing up some undoubtedly painful memories for Joel. It's handled beautifully, is all I can say. The hunters in the city force Ellie and Joel into contact with Henry and his younger brother Sam. Escaping the city together, the group then gets attacked by some infected, with Sam being bit in the scuffle. The following day, he turns into a member of the infected, and Henry shoots his younger brother, and of course shoots himself afterwards. A few months later, it turns to autumn, as it always does. This is one of the few times I'm going to accept the American term over the European, because it just sounds so much better in the context of the game. Fall. It just oozes foreshadowing, doesn't it? Joel meets up with Tommy and gets him to take Ellie to the Fireflies. Ellie, of course having grown attached to Joel, runs away, leading to the tension that's been building between the two of them snapping.
Is this really all they had to worry about? Boys, movies, deciding which shirt goes with which skirt. It's bizarre.
Get up. We're leaving. Come on.
And if I say no?
Do you even realize what your life means? Huh? Running off like that, putting yourself at risk? It's pretty goddamn stupid.
Well, I guess we're both disappointed with each other then.
What do you want from me?
Admit that you wanted to get rid of me the whole time.
Tommy knows this area
Oh,
better
fuck
than...
that.
Well, I'm sorry. I trust him better than I trust myself.
Stop with the bullshit. What are you so afraid of? That I'm gonna end up like Sam? I can't get infected. I can take care of myself.
How many close calls have we had?
Well, we seem to be doing all right so far.
And now you'll be doing even better with Tommy.
I'm not her, you know.
What?
Maria told me about Sarah.
Ellie?
And
You are treading on some mighty thin ice here.
I'm sorry about your daughter, Joel. But I have lost people too.
You have no idea what loss is.
Everyone I have cared for has either died or left me. Everyone fucking except for you. So don't tell me that I would be safer with someone else, because the truth is I would just be more scared.
You're right. You're not my daughter. And I sure as hell ain't your dad.
Now this game has an amazing method of making Joel really likable. It makes you sympathise with him as a character, and yet it doesn't let you forget that this man is not a good person. He's done his fair share of shit and had more than his fair share of shit thrown in his face. There are times, yes, when he's pushed beyond his breaking point, but he tries to make it up in some way. Like now, for instance, realising he may have been a little harsh on Ellie, and realising she has a point, realising he needs her as much as she needs him, Joel agrees to take Ellie further to meet the Fireflies.
Where is this lab of theirs?
It's all the way out, University of Eastern Colorado.
Go Bighorns. Ellie, get off your horse. Give it on back to Tommy. I'm gonna hang on to this fella, if that's all right with you. Go on, don't make me repeat myself.
What are you doing?
Your wife kind of scares me. I don't want her coming after me.
Sorry for stealing your horse.
Look, come back to town. Let's discuss it at least.
You know me, my mind's all made up. University, Eastern Colorado. How do I find this lab?
It's in the science building. Looks like a giant mirror. You can't miss it.
They're not going to be there, are they?
You're looking for the Fireflies. They've all left.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. What cliche are they going to do next? We haven't had the old mentor dying yet. What, is Joel going to die in the next scene? I didn't fucking mean it, okay? Okay, yeah. Joel ends up impaled. Is he gonna be okay? Oh no, Joel. Come on, get up. Get back on that damned horse, you son of a bitch! Now, the way the game tells its story is so beautifully constructed that if they did kill off Joel right now, you would believe it. You would go with it. You wouldn't be pissed off. You would actually accept it because that is just how brutal this game is. The next bit of gameplay after Joel passes out even reinforces the idea that he has died. I mean, you play as Ellie for about half of the winter gameplay section. More than half even. But you quickly realise she doesn't have half the weapons Joel collected thus far, can't pick up supplements, and can't upgrade any of the weapons she does have. Also, she can't craft a shiv for nothing. She does have that OP penknife though. So Ellie goes into a mall trying to find some meds for Joel in order to survive, whilst also having some flashbacks. Oh wait, no, that's the DLC. And if you didn't get the remastered edition, well, it sucks to be you. So skipping DLC, blah blah blah. Ellie's into girls apparently, blah blah blah. Gets bitten, blah blah blah. Hunting deer. So Ellie hunts and kills a deer to feed to Joel, but she meets with a guy named David. Agreeing to trade the deer for some medicine for Joel, Ellie sits down and has a conversation with the dude. And boy, is he fucking creepy.
Whew. I'd say we make a pretty good team.
We got lucky.
Lucky? No. No such thing as luck. Now, you see, I believe that everything happens for a reason.
Sure.
I do. And I can prove it to you. Now, this winter, that's been especially cruel. A few weeks back, I sent a group of men out to a nearby town to look for food. Only a few came back. They said that the others had been slaughtered by a crazy man. And get this, he's a crazy man traveling with a little girl. You see, everything happens for a reason.
Child molester. We all know that's what he is. I'm just saying it out loud. David reveals that it was his group that attacked Ellie and Joel in the university where the Fireflies were supposed to be, and thus his group that caused Joel to be near death in the first place. However, they're out to kill Ellie and Joel because they killed a good number of their team, even though they totally shot first. David's group end up tracking Ellie back to where she left Joel. Realizing that she can't take him anywhere and that they'll find him and kill him, she decides to take the horse. Oh yeah, there's totally a horse in this game. You could ride it for a little bit, which is really frustrating as you don't get to drive the sodding cars, but whatever. Don't get too attached to the horse, by the way. If you like horses, it's going to be almost as bad as... What was the name of the horse the other in this story? Yeah, so Ellie takes the horse to escape from the dudes and leave them away from Joel. The horse gets shot, however, and she's thrown in a cage. David acts creepy, and Ellie manages to get out through because she's a sneaky little hobbit. Meanwhile, Joel wakes up and heads after Ellie, managing to capture a couple of guys. And you know that scene in The Dark Knight where Joker kills a man live on television? Well, not live, but you know what I mean. If you thought that was fucked up, Joel makes it even worse. Something about the realism and believability of this character just makes it infinitely more badass, and yet somehow so much scarier.
What the... You wait here. Now, the girl. Is she alive?
What girl? I don't know no girl. Fuck!
Focus right here, right here. I'll pop your goddamn knee off. The girl.
She's alive. She's David's newest pet.
Where?
In the town. In the town.
Now you're gonna mark it on the map. And it better be the same exact spot your buddy points to. Mark it.
It's right there. You can verify it. Go ask him. Go on. I tell you, I ain't lying. I ain't.
Fuck you, man. He told you what you wanted. I ain't telling you shit.
That's all right. I believe him.
No, wait!
Yeah, that's
That's all right.
fucked up, Joel.
I believe him.
And yet so awesome. Turns out it's all for nothing though, because by the time Joel finds Ellie, she's already dealt with creepy Dave. In a scene that reminds me so much of Attack on Titan. Anyway, Joel and Ellie continue on into the spring. And if you were like me, you knew that this was gonna be the end. And it was gonna end in heartbreak. It's a combination of Ellie's apprehension at the beginning of the chapter. And then there's just the really happy scene where they're petting a motherfucking giraffe. And they're so happy and they're so upbeat. And you know something shit's gonna happen to them. And what does happen to them? When Ellie and Joel go to meet the Fireflies, she ends up hitting her head and almost drowning. The parallels between this part of the game and the beginning are eerie, as well as kind of obvious, I guess. Ellie and Sarah, both girls, near death, and Joel desperately trying to keep them both alive, while some military asshole points a gun at him, not realizing anything past his fucking orders. For a few scary minutes, it looks like Ellie is lost. But when Joel comes to, Marlene is there to reassure him that Ellie is okay.
They didn't know who you were.
For the time being.
She's all right. She's being prepped for surgery.
The hell do you mean surgery?
The doctors tell me the cordyceps, the growth inside her, has somehow mutated. It's why she's immune. Once they remove it, they'll be able to reverse engineer a vaccine. A vaccine.
But it grows all over the brain.
It does.
Find someone else.
There is no one else.
Listen, you were gonna show me where she...
Stop. March him out of here. He tries anything, shoot him.
What the fuck are you doing? Keep walking. I said keep walking. Where was the operating room? I ain't got time for this. Where?
Where?
Top floor, the far end.
What happens next is one of the most selfish acts in video game history. Ignoring the benefits Ellie's death will give the rest of the world, and choosing to keep her alive out of his own guilt of failing to save one daughter, we realise that sometimes the hardest thing in life we have to do is often the right thing. And as we've seen throughout the game, Joel isn't a good man. And while he may be strong in resolve and body, his heart is weak and greedy. And yet, at the same time, we sympathise with Joel's choice. We don't care about supposed cure that Ellie will create. We've grown so attached to the both of them. We are so invested in their relationships that we're just as stubborn as Joel in terms of giving up at this point. We're not letting her go. Not for any price. And that just shows you how well this game makes you feel for both of these characters. We know what's on the line, and we know that what Joel is doing is wrong. And you know what? We don't care. We want to see a happy ending for these two, this unexpected father-daughter team, no matter what the cost. And if that price that Joel and indeed the player has to pay in order for these two characters we've grown to love in order to have a happy ending is the rest of the world, we're gonna pay it. Because fuck, these two need a break by this point. So, reaching the operating theatre, Joel kills the doctors, shoots Marlene, and takes a jeep out of the city with Ellie, telling her that the Fireflies have stopped making a cure, that other immune people have appeared, and they've already tried and failed. The two then return to Tommy to live in a settlement he's established, concluding The Last of Us. That's it. I have no final summary, really. You know what I think about the game. You've heard my thoughts. You've heard me shower this game in praise like everyone else has. There's no funny closing statement, no little summary to wrap things up, nothing. I was originally going to save this for another game I was going to review sometime in the future, but I can't act like The Last of Us isn't equally deserving. It's with great honour I give The Last of Us a dark rating of 101.
I struggled for a long time with surviving.
There is not a damned thing wrong I can say about this game. It is perfect. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed my review of undoubtedly the greatest game ever featured on this show. Have a suggestion for my next one, please drop it in the comment section below. I've been Darkest101. You have been watching Darkest101 Reviews. Thanks for watching. Good night, YouTube.